Three, two, one. Welcome everybody. We're here live under the mats radio. This is your host Tech going solo today. A special episode today, January 21st, 2022. Don't matter what time it is. All that matters is that you're watching me. You see the man in front of me, the man himself. We got a special episode we call the DLC, the downloadable content episode, on Friday afternoon. Today we'll be interviewing again the first time in about, man, I guess 5 or 6 years. We call him Brother Bro. This man is a writer. He produced, man, I guess you call him booker, journalist, done everything WWF, WCW, TNA slash Impact, what do we call him, slash Anthem, NWATNA. He's a podcast. He's a radio host. He does so much stuff. We interviewing today in part one of this, the man himself, Vince Russo. What's up, bro?
What is going on, my brother Evan? How you doing today, bro?
Doing well, man. I'm gonna tell you, you and my good friend Jeff Jarrett are the only two that actually call me by my government name instead of my stage name.
I like that, your government name. I like it.
Yes.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's funny. Jeff ribs me if we text or I see him. He says, "Hey, Tech." When we do radio, we do each other's media. He calls me Evan, so he always does that. But how you feeling, man?
I'm doing all right, bro. Just keeping busy, hustling, man, like we all do. It's always a hustle, man.
I understand that you look very you sitting there like your own Vince cave, like a bat cave. You got
Yes, this is where the magic happens, bro. This is where I spend most of my time. Yes.
you got enough space. You stretch your arms and your legs and
Oh yeah, I got a whole I'm lucky enough to have a whole little recording studio down here, plenty of room, man, in my basement. And yeah, loving life.
I understand. Now, to my left, which is to your right, I see some figures up there. Are those pop figures or those action figures? What are
You're
those?
talking about over here?
Yes.
These are all bobbleheads, bro. These are all I am a big San Francisco Giants fan because my dad was a New York Giants fan.
Mhm.
And I made a connection with the person who runs all the tickets for the Giants during my WWF days,
Wow.
and we've remained friends. And he has sent me dozens and dozens of giant bobbleheads, and that's what those are.
It was great, man. I'm at the look out for you. I'm a professional collector myself with pop figures and comic books and action figures. So I
Yeah.
definitely make some connections. Look out for you since you supported us all these years. Now we got
Yes.
to mention this with today being January 21st, 2022. Death's been coming, man. Death is a part of life. And right before we've been talking a lot off air. Got word Meatloaf, the singer, passed away, and then now they just announced Louis Anderson passes away. So I just want to get thoughts because I know you're more than just wrestling. We'll get to that.
Oh yeah, no, bro. Those were two huge figures in my life, and I'm not just saying that. Especially Meatloaf, bro. When I was a teenager growing up, I mean, "Bad Outta Hell" was the album, and people may think this is crazy, and I'm making this up, but I'm not. That album was so popular, bro, that every party I went to, they would play Paradise by the Dashboard Light. And literally, bro, all the guys would sing the guys' part, Meatloaf's part, and all the girls would sing the females' part. And
Right.
that album was such a part of my growing up, man. I always been, Meatloaf was a great character, bro. Great stage presence. And Louis Anderson, man, I fell in love a couple of years ago with the show Baskets when he actually played a female in that show and was absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, man, two people I really, really admired very, very much.
Yeah, man, just crazy, just crazy with that. You got Pink Floyd on your shirt.
Yeah, I love music, bro. You talk about collecting. I've got an album collection of about 4,000. And I very well, bro. Listen, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this podcasting. I really don't. I mean, I may one day open up a little record shop or something like that. It's something I've always wanted to do. But yeah, bro, I'm a huge music fan. I love my vinyl. And yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do.
So you physical media is very important to you still with the vinyls and LPs and
Absolutely,
stuff like
absolutely.
that. Do you still have like you had cassettes?
I have cassettes. I've got CDs. Man, I always pick up an occasional 8-track player, but it is really difficult to find one that functions properly in this day and age.
Right.
But yeah, bro, I'm into all that old school media. I got a laser disc player. I mean, you name it, I'm into all that old stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Being a musician myself for over 20 years playing bass.
Yeah.
It's this physical media is the best. I'm saying way with books. Everybody download books and you know they got the software on the Kindles and the tablets. It's nothing like having physical. Physical.
I'm with you 100%. I mean, call it old school, call it what you want. I don't think any type of music sounds better than what you listen to on vinyl.
All right, Pink Floyd, man. Is Dark Side of the Moon the GOAT Pink Floyd album or is it The Wall?
I think it's got to be Dark Side of the Moon. Even though, bro, I got to be honest with you, my favorite Pink Floyd album is Animals. I love that album, but I think, yeah, Pink, Dark
72,
Side
right?
of the Moon. What's that?
1972, 73.
Yeah, right around that time, right around that time. But yeah, I mean, Dark Side of the Moon has to be the go-to.
That's when you deal with some uh music greats, whether it be groups or solo artists, there's always some comparisons of what's the GOAT, Dark Side of the Moon or The Wall. When
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, people will compare is Thriller better than Off the Wall. So it's like a people tend to compare like, oh, what's the GOAT? Is this, is that? So I've been around arguments, friendly debates of both Pink Floyd, Michael Jackson, whether it be Prince or Elton
Bro,
John.
it's funny that you mentioned that because just yesterday, just last night, bro, like I'm a big YouTube guy on my TV because I don't have a long attention span. So I like stuff that's 10 minutes, and I could just go on from one thing to the next. I went down the rabbit hole yesterday of Michael Jackson performances. Oh my God, bro. Like just absolute brilliance. Bro, I didn't realize how brilliant Michael Jackson was until I saw the that documentary, This Is It, when he was putting that last tour together and you actually saw him at work. I
Yes,
was like, bro, this guy's just on another level, man.
he's is, and it's not too many times. And I'm a big movie buff as well. And we talked about that when we talked a few years ago. Was it's not too many times I've watched movies, and I love documentaries or whatever you call them, docu series, the way I feel like a tear in my eye in watching This Is It, and I purposely stayed away from it when he died. And I got friends that love Michael Jackson, and I watched him, man. I had tears in my eyes seeing him. Just the performance and his voice coach. I'm like, wow, this dude is. He's one of the goats. I know people
Oh
say,
yeah, man. Just the vision, the vision. I mean, that's what it
yeah,
was. The vision, like he knew exactly how he wanted to do everything. I mean, man, when I watched that documentary, I'm like, wow, bro, it really made me appreciate his genius, man.
yeah, he definitely the ghost, man. Definitely. Now I'm looking in the back. I see the clean shaven brother, bro, Vince Russo.
Yeah. That was the first book I ever wrote, bro. I think like gosh, 2002, 2003, called Forgiven. Yes, I wrote that book and I wrote a book about my WCW days. I was even thinking recently about maybe contacting ECW Press and maybe finishing the trilogy and really writing the TNA book. Nobody's ever really written a TNA book. And that was kind of like my final chapter. And I've actually considered that, but man, writing a book just takes a lot of time, man.
That's a great point. Is you see a lot of documentaries and of course DVDs or books or WCW and of course WWF, WWF and the E and AWA and World Class. You know, they all got some kind of story. Didn't think about it. In TNA, nothing.
Yeah, there's really not much out there. There really isn't.
And you're one of the main focal points, one of the few people. I mean, you, of course, Jeff, um, Dutchy, Cornette, just few people that could like that's been there for a while that really could write. And I'm sure I'm missing a few other people that could really write about how it started and just being there for a while and everything that went around it.
Yeah.
You mentioned Impact, TNA, NWA. Me and Featherstone. Shout out to our brother Chris Featherstone, Pancakes and Power Sands, who we both do podcasts with. We always joke and call it was the NWA, TNA, Anthem, Impact. Don't know what to call it. So many different names. What are your thoughts on the current installation of Impact with my good friend Moose being the champion and what they're doing now with what they doing? What do you think of it?
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched it in years, bro. The only wrestling I watch is Raw. And bro, the only reason I watch it is because I get paid
So
to watch it.
exactly.
If I didn't get a paycheck to watch Raw, bro, I wouldn't watch any wrestling. I am not interested in it. I am not a fan of it. I am bored by it. I really think it is written for children. It's not written for adults.
For the kids.
Bro, listen, like I'm a big TV guy. When I'm watching a television show and it's bad, no matter what it is,
Right.
I'm turning it off. I mean, you got to be out of your mind if you're going to sit there and watch a really bad television show. So I would have shut Raw off a long time ago if I wasn't getting paid to watch it.
The state of the business, and I know we both love the business. I know you have a few years on me. Just a few years on me. And being a New Yorker, and I'm sure people that watch this and listen, our accents are thick. I'm Baltimore all the way. I have a thick Baltimore accent. Doing media professionally, you're taught to kind of try to scale it back. Sometimes you can't. Like we don't say tomorrow, we say tomorrow. All right, we see you tomorrow. As
I
it's
like
like,
that. Yeah.
you know New York, man. I first talked to you on the phone. I'm like, man, and I got buddies in New York.
Yeah,
Upstate in the
I
field.
can't lose it, bro. And I'm like you. I mean, I've been all over the place. I've been in Colorado now for the last 10 plus years. I can't lose the accent, man.
You can't, and it's just how it is. And then I don't know if you dealt with this in your professional background, but I've had people say, man, you gotta lose the accent. You sound educated. I'm like, dude, and I'm saying this PG version because I didn't say the PG version.
Right.
Got college degrees and I own a company and I'm a professional. I'm educated. But if you have an accent, and this is from someone that don't travel. I've been all around the country. You've been all around the world. You got accents. I've been to Colorado, went through the Rocky Mountains and all over. People got accents. Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas, Baltimore.
It's who you are, bro. I mean, it's who you are. I mean, you should embrace that.
Like, man, the New York accent. Man, I remember my aunt watching you in WCW, the dying days. Man, that dude got a strong accent from New York. I said, yeah.
Yeah, that was no put on, man. That's my accent. That's it.
You mentioned TV, and the state of the business is sad because we all love wrestling. I got into wrestling in the 80s. I know you a decade before. And we love it. You love something, you have your ups and downs. And the fact that you being an icon in the business, a writer, and everything you done produce, book, all of that, for you to say, if I wasn't getting paid for this, I'm not watching it. For a lot of people to say, other people that's similar to you, or even some of the boys say, look, if I'm not getting paid by this radio or by this TV, I won't watch it. And you hear that so much. And even I've said it. I love the business still. I get paid to cover it, but if I didn't have to, I couldn't tell you when the last time I watched a Raw beginning to end. And I know people that are famous that do shows, not just wrestling, that they cover pro wrestling, and when it comes to Raw, and not just they're not picking on just WWE, they watch the highlights. It was like, I can't sit through 3 hours of this. I can't.
Well, bro, the bottom line is I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love it. I
Uh,
don't. They lost me. I don't. I don't love it at
a
all,
divorce.
bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
divorce.
and I'm going to go one step further about it. And I hate to say it. Not only do I not love it, bro, I don't even care about it. Like they lost me.
Yeah,
And bro, you got to understand something with me is I am a very loyal person. When I am a fan of something, I'm the guy, bro, that I'm going to buy every album. I'm going to go to the concerts. I'm going to support you. If you give me enjoyment, I'm going to support you.
exactly.
Bro, they lost me years ago. So I don't love it. I don't care about it. I'm not interested in it. It does absolutely nothing for me.
No,
They did
no.
that. I mean, my God, bro, I discovered as a 16-year-old, at a 16-year-old, I bought my first Kiss album. I still support Kiss. I mean,
Yeah,
now throughout the years, they've done some things that I didn't like, so like, I'm not agreed with everything they've done,
cool.
but they never turned me off completely. Bro, I'm a Beatles fan, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm as strong a Beatle fan today as I was when I was a kid. Bro, wrestling lost me. It's gone. It's not even on my radar anymore. They
It's
lost
dead to
me,
you.
bro.
It's dead to you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dead to me. It's it really is. I mean, I'm just being honest. There's nothing about the industry today that I enjoy. You know what I enjoy talking about, bro? Here's what I enjoy talking about. I'll be honest with you. The business of the business.
Right.
I love, forget about the product and what you see on
Right.
TV and is this guy going to show up at the Royal Rumble I could care less. The business of the wrestling
Right.
business, bro, the politics, the chess game,
Technology.
that
Yeah.
yeah, that is always going to be intriguing to me. But as far as the product, it's not even on my radar, bro.
I feel you, and I love that you being honest because it is like that. I'm not at that point where I hate it, or I don't have any feeling, but it's like that dude where it's like a small little pause was like, gosh, like what the I'm
Yeah.
not one of the boy. I collegiately wrestled in amateur, middle school, high school, college, but and I've been in the wrestling ring, help put the ring up and working with. So I've seen a lot more like you in the backstage stuff, the politics and all of that. That's intriguing. We were watching on TV. I'll watch a pay per view or premium, whatever they call it, premium event, whatever have you. But during the week, it's like, oh my gosh, like ask you this too, because of time. Ask you one question about wrestling, and two more on top of wrestling. If the current Vince Russo, brother bro, as we call you, met Vic Venom, yes, Vic Venom, you could go back in time and tell Vic Venom something. What would you tell him?
Bro, Vic Venom actually is alive and well because on patreon.com/Russo TWC, Vic Venom has a weekly show. That's the only place you could find Vic Venom. And he's not as nice as I am when it comes to the wrestling business. I mean, Vic will tell you how he really feels. But yeah, he's alive and well, bro. Vic still does a show on the Patreon.
That's good. Greater San Francisco Giant of all time.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the greatest San Francisco of all time isn't necessarily my favorite player, but I mean, bro,
Yeah.
without a doubt, I mean, nobody's better than Willie Mays. I mean,
See,
without a doubt. But my favorite Giant of all time is Willie McCovey. I was a big fan of Stretch. I mean, what an imposing figure from the left side. Every time he got up there, oh my God, I loved McCovey, but Willie Mays, the best of all time.
See, he kid.
Yes, yes.
How did you feel? Speaking of feeling, I know with wrestling, the product is dead to you, no pulse, flatline, buried alive. Something I know you had a feeling for when your Giants won the World Series a few years ago.
Oh
How
God,
did you
bro.
feel, man?
Well, bro, you got to keep in mind, I became a Giant fan. I'd say probably about 1969ish. So, bro, I went from 1969 to 2010. I mean, bro, we're talking about, over 40 years. And I got to tell you, man, when they won that first World Series in 2010, I cried like a baby, bro. It was just I was starting to believe in my lifetime I was not going to see them win. See, now, bro, that's another thing. I still have that passion for baseball.
I love
I have
baseball,
I
man.
have not lost it. And that's the thing with wrestling, bro. They lost me. I'll tell you why they lost me
Huh.
too, bro, to be honest with you. They changed the game. It's a different game. They changed the game. Baseball did not change the game. Now, there have been, there a designated hitter, maybe will
Man,
expand the playoffs,
the
but
pitcher man stuff, right?
yeah, the fundamentals of the game never changed. Wrestling changed the fundamentals, bro. And once you changed it, I'm not interested in this new presentation of wrestling. It's that simple.
I agree with you, and it's good for me as being an Orioles, being a baseball fan, and I love the Orioles, and yeah, I'm the weird friend because I love baseball. My grandparents, I still listen to baseball on the radio, which is weird.
I do
I'm like,
too. I
how
do.
you sit and do work? I'm like, baseball is the only sport, and I love football, the NFL, and other sports, hockey, but there's something about baseball where I could listen on the radio. I only have to watch it. I like watching it. Or what I do, I will watch it on TV on mute, but I'll listen to it on the radio. That's just how I
Bro,
grew up.
I swear to God, I'll tell you a funny story, and you'll appreciate this. This is how much I love baseball, and this is how much I love the Giants. Bro, when I was a kid growing up, and at 16 I could drive. I lived on Long Island, New York. Bro, if you got your car in the right position, you would be able to pick up the Giant games when they played the Phillies. You'd be able to bro, I would drive around my neighborhood and literally find the right place to park in the middle of nowhere and sit there for 3 hours and listen to the game in my car coming in from Philly. Bro, I still do that to this day. That's the difference, bro. It's so simple to understand why I am no longer a wrestling fan. They changed the very fundamentals of what brought me to the dance. And I'm not interested in this new presentation. It's that simple.
Understand? 1969, before my time, tough year. Baltimore, 69 Mets. Orioles lost to 69 Mets. The Jets beat the Baltimore Colts. And the Baltimore Bullets, I forgot who we lost to, 69. All three major teams lost the
The
championship.
Baltimore Bullets, bro, they had some great teams, though. Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes and Archie Clark. I remember Archie Clark. They had some great teams, bro.
See, look at your face to see that smile, the beard.
Oh yeah, bro. I think of Archie Clark. I mean, they and Wes Unseld was a
Yeah.
beast, bro. I remember, and bro, I remember watching the 1969 World Series. The Mets. What did they? What was it? 4-1? Did
It
the
was 4
Orioles
to
win
1.
the first game?
Yeah, I think it was 4 to 1. It was
Yeah,
it
but
4 to 1.
I watched those games in real time, bro. I remember those games, and like I said, to this very day, I love baseball with the same passion.
I'm with you. I love baseball in general. Camden Yards, not sure if you know. Have you been to Camden Yards?
Bro, I've passed it, but never been in it.
We gotta make that work for you, man.
Oh, I would love that, bro. What a beautiful park.
Hey,
And
Cam,
I just heard, bro, they're moving the fences
yeah.
out. They're moving them
So
out, right?
what they did was in Camden Yards, the left field porch is like real low. It's like and it's short compared to the scoreboard. So I guess to reduce the cheap home runs, they moved back the left field porch 30 feet.
Yeah.
I can text you the diagram. They moved the left field porch because you could get like cheap home runs there, especially if you was like a right-handed batter. They
Yeah.
moved back 30 feet to reduce home runs.
Bro, how do you feel about I've always felt so bad about this, and I'm not even from Baltimore.
Sure.
Bro, the Chris Davis story, because he seems like such a nice guy, and man, what a story, huh, bro?
You know, I remember them times Chris Davis started. He was just killing it, and he got hit with the Adderall, and I feel like that's a. And I've never been at you. You broke around. I've never been asked that question doing radio. So I love the fact I can talk baseball accent. With the Adderall thing, that's a great area. It's illegal to take it, but yeah, I have friends. I have a couple personal friends that use it because it helps them function. Once they took him off the Adderall, everything went down. You know, if you look at his stats from before they popped him for the Adderall, he was hitting the home runs. He was able to focus. He was a beast.
Has he ever addressed that?
The only thing we know of is when he took him off the Adderall, he mentioned how he started seeing double. It like really messed him up.
Right.
And he didn't play for a bit. Then remember he kept striking out. And
Yes.
it actually was a some bars here locally in Baltimore. I think they had it was some kind of funny game where if Chris Davis got a hit and didn't strike out, they would like the ball would buy everybody around the shots. Like no lie.
Yeah.
But everyone here was like, damn, we felt sorry for him. And I think because you took him off that medication and helped him function, he lost the weight. He could even him playing on first base, you could see his mechanics. And I played baseball. I
Yeah.
still do. I still play baseball on my Xbox One X, MLB The Show. I love it.
Yeah.
But you just can see the mechanics, and I'm like, I don't know if they really should have took him off because it's not performance enhancement; it's helping him function.
Yeah, because that then what happened, bro, was that started bleeding over into the psychology. Like it messed his mind up big time. When you lose confidence in yourself as a hitter, you're done. You're done, bro.
And I tell you this is and you can tell me your example of this. Being a Baltimore fan, I'm a fan of sports, but here locally, that was real sad. I remember laying in my bed about to get up for work when I heard the news he was retiring, and I was like, damn. And it just was sad, man. It was like, when we lost 96 ALCS, Jeffrey Meyer, when we lost, you remember that? When the Orioles lost in the ALCS to the Yankees, it was just sad. Chris Davis retiring sad. Kyle Ripken, when he retired, it just certain things you just feel in baseball. And
Yeah, bro, listen, a perfect example with the Giants. And the reason why I bring this up is because he's going to be eligible for the first time this year to be in the Hall of Fame. But bro, when Tim Lincecum came up,
right,
and everybody was saying, bro, his mechanics, he's not gonna last long, bro. He's gonna put a lot of stress on his back, and it's gonna mess him up. And here the guy wins like 2 Cy Youngs
yep,
in such a short period of time. But then those mechanics, bro, messed up his back,
yeah.
messed up his arm, and the guy's career was over. Yeah, I mean, things like that are very, very, very sad, bro.
Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Nah, bro. I mean, for the great Cy Young Award years he had some miserable years after that, and he didn't pitch long enough, bro. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Thoughts on John Lester? He just retired, 3 World Series championships, Hall of Famer.
I don't think so, bro. You know what,
And
bro?
I mean,
When
he's there for a reason because I love you because I feel the same. Just because you win championships
Yeah,
in
nah, bro.
baseball,
Yeah,
don't
he
don't
he
go Hall
he
of
had he had a lot of down years, bro, towards the end of his career. You can't bro, when you're a Hall of Famer, like you got to pretty much perform every year. If you have that one bad year and then you retire, that's okay. But if you've got like 3 or 4, 5 years of mediocrity at the end, that ain't gonna cut it, bro.
I mentioned it, man. Barry Bonds. Should he go in the Hall of Fame?
Bro, that's
You know, I had to hit you, brother. We
bro.
basically went.
I gotta tell you, like I know people, that are involved in sports and know the trainers and whatnot. And bro, there are people in the Hall of Fame that without a shadow of a doubt took steroids. There are people, and I know as a fact, by the people who have told me and how they know. So that's what makes it really tough, bro. If you got people in there that were guilty of taking steroids, how do you keep others out?
It is. I don't know. I remember Barry Bonds playing for the Pirates with his dad.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
his dad played, and then the Giants and his head got a little big. He gained weight.
yeah,
And I remember watching live when he broke Hank Aaron's home streak,
yeah.
and people were just so uproar, so mad. And like, well, I mean, greatest pitcher of all time to you. Favorite pitcher, brother, bro's favorite pitcher.
Oh, favorite pitcher of all time, bro. God, that's tough. I would say,
1 and 2.
oh man, bro, I would have to say Sandy Koufax.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was so good, bro, for his entire career. Now he had a shortened career too because of injuries,
Right, right.
but his entire career, he was just so solid, man. I mean, he never had a bad year. I would have to say he was probably the greatest of all time.
Number 2.
Oh man, bro. God, somebody that's so underrated and was so freaking good, like Greg Maddux. Bro, when you look at Greg Maddox's control and never walk, like it was absolutely sick. But bro, there's been great pitch. I mean, Pedro,
Yeah,
Martinez and, Clemens and Johnson. And I mean, there have been so many great pitchers, man. What about you?
you appreciate that. Number 1 pitcher of all time for me, Nolan Ryan. This.
Yeah, there you go.
And,
Absolutely.
and number 2 for me was always Greg Maddux. And people give me flack. I said, dude, the
Oh,
cerebral and the location that he had, and is there something about him? Is this? Yeah, I think, man. I'm baseball. The lineup for the Braves in the '90s: Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Steve Avery.
yep,
Actually, I'm sorry, Greg Maddux was the ace, was one. Then it was Steve Avery.
yep,
Then it was Glavine, and then it was Smokes. If people don't know, younger fans, John Smokes was a starter before he became a closer.
yep.
So that lineup, come on, man. That
Bro, do you know when I went to WCW and I always had to deal with standards and practices every single week. Do you know who was the head of standards and practices at WCW when I was there?
oh
It was Tom Glavine's brother.
wow,
Yeah, it was Tom, and like, oh my gosh,
wow.
bro. Every single week that guy gave me such a headache, bro.
You remember my mom, my late mother worked with Greg's brother. Because
Greg, oh yeah,
my,
is it Mike Maddox? Yeah, oh yeah, he became a great pitching coach, bro.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yep.
Greatest third baseman, man.
Oh man, why, bro? Well, see, I
Uh,
mean, bro, I when you say that, I immediately think of Brooks.
yeah, of course.
I don't think there was a better fielder than him ever, but he was only a marginal hitter. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he was defense. He was.
Yeah,
You think of Brooks, you don't think about
yeah,
offensive. Still a great guy too.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a great guy.
Mike Schmidt.
Yup, number 2.
Oh my God,
I
bro.
mean, people don't like it, and just to let people know to watching this Under the Mat Radio, we cover more than just wrestling. Look at all over. We cover everything, music, pop culture. So if you listen and say, "Man, we talking about wrestling," you heard the bro himself. He's dead to the product. We talk about baseball and everything else. We'll
Yeah,
get to wrestling.
I could talk, but that's why it's hard on the spot. It's hard on the spot to come up with, you know, the best. I mean, there was so many great. I mean, Bill, what was it? Bill Maddox. Um, there just
I
so
mean,
many great.
um,
Madlock, Bill Matlock.
Matlock, yeah.
He was a great hitter, but this guy was a 320, 325 hitter. Great third baseman for so many years. What about you? I mean, there's been a lot of great ones.
I mean, Coach Brooks, but I mean, Mike Smith. Um,
Chipper.
I'll tell you somebody who was really good that's controversial before his body change was A-Rod.
Yeah, he
Like
was.
early A-Rod was and here's the thing, you in New York, bro. Derek Jeter, who's one of the greatest of all time, this shortstop to third base. You know, shortstops, people gonna say Ripken, people gonna say Jeter. My favorite shortstop of all time, Ozzie Smith, man, the Wizard.
Oh, he was
That's
great,
my all-time favorite. The
He-
backflip, the Cardinals.
great. He was a showman, bro. Absolutely tremendous.
Big baseball. I know people that ran. They probably haven't seen you smile this much in years.
Yeah.
You talk baseball.
Bro, Tatis could be the greatest shortstop of all time, but my worry with him, bro, is, bro, that guy plays so hard. He's gonna get hurt every year. I mean, bro, you know what's funny? When you look at a guy like Bryce Harper,
Yeah,
bro,
right. Yeah,
when he first came up,
yeah.
that's how he played. But bro, he used to get hurt all the time. And you could see now as he's gotten older, he realizes, you know, when to go for it, when not to go for it. But like Tatis is like balls to the wall all the time, bro. So he could be the greatest of all time if he could stay healthy.
I think. Now, favorite, and we'll get off baseball after this. Favorite all-time baseball player, any position, any era. Favorite all-time player in baseball.
Well, bro, I
You got
the player I had the most enjoyment watching, without a doubt, bro. I had the most enjoyment watching Barry Bonds, man. I'm sorry, steroids or no steroids, bro.
controversial, but you don't care. You don't
Bro,
care.
when you look at his statistics, and you know the amount of home runs he hit, and you take into consideration how many times they walked that guy, bro, he would walk almost 200 times a freaking year. When you take that into consideration, and bro, every time in the clutch, man.
Not only that, he played in the National League. So in the National League is a different, it's definitely different psychology because you don't have a designated hitter. You
Right.
got a pitcher that hit, as opposed to American League, we have a designated hitter. This given because some people watch, I don't always assume some people don't watch baseball, they don't like it. I love it. There's so much stuff to go in it with defensive alignments and how different pitches and what have you. So I give you that. My favorite of all time watching, Ricky Henderson.
I swear to God, why did I think you were going to say that, bro?
Ricky man was the Ricky
Yeah.
was great. This
What about Reggie?
Reggie was before my time, but I loved watching tapes of Reggie. Reggie was great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people, man. God, the Yankees of the mid '90s before they start winning. What's his name? Robin Venturas and the Ruben Sierras and the Cecil Fielders. Remember Mo Vaughn? The
Oh
big
yeah,
pot belly Mo Vaughn.
What about and he's going to be a first bout. David Ortiz, bro, Big Poppy.
Oh, Big Poppy.
Tremendous.
Look, say this, man. I remember distinctly. You're gonna love this. You probably have a big smile. Well, he's the rest of Pop. I remember watching with my late mother when it was the Yankees. They were up 3-0, and watching every single game after that. And I had a feeling, say, you know what? I tell everybody, I said, Boston not gonna get shut out. Boston's at least gonna win one. They won one. All right, game 5, they won that. Game 6, they won it. And I remember watching when they came back and beat the Yankees, and In Baltimore, we hate the Yankees. We hate the Yankee fan. We it's like the Steelers.
Yeah.
We respect them, but we hate, we hate them when they play against each other. They just hated rivals. Like we respect the Steelers, but we just don't like when they play.
Yeah.
I remember when Boston they came back and Big Poppy, man, you would have thought I was a Boston fan. People
Yeah,
were
that was
just there taking shots. People just
that was
happy, man. It,
unreal.
it, it was great. Big Poppy, man. It did. Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez was a great player, bro.
Hey,
Yep.
bro. What's here you go. Me and my buddy still do it to this day. He for some reason he's always come on. My man, Kevin Euclid with that ugly that
Yeah.
stance.
Yep. Yep.
That
Yep.
stance. Good times, man. Baseball. You got a guitar in the back. I see it. I see the guitar. I play bass.
Yeah, that's what I got. A little bass in the time. I could never play a 6-string guitar,
Yeah, I'm with
but
you.
yeah, bass, 4 strings, I might be able to figure that out.
Fools, all right. You got a black. I don't own a black one. I have a 5-string um Ibanez 5-band EQ bass and have a 4-string D Allman 4-band EQ. So I play 4 and 5.
Yeah, my kids are great musicians. My 2 sons can play everything, bro. They're phenomenal.
So how you doing with the bass? You learning your notes? You got your
Yeah, I mean, I fool around with it now and then, but I don't know how to play it well. No.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. You know your string, string letters by heart.
Oh God,
So
face. One of them is face, right?
you got the 4 strings like this, the 4. You got
Yeah.
the bottom. Do you know each?
I no. I haven't picked it up in about probably 6 months. I knew at one point. I knew I was playing consistently for about a month, but I slacked off the last 5.
And I know you right-handed because I'm looking at you got right-handed bass. So
Yeah.
when you have your bass like this, you got your 4 strings. Your
Yeah.
top string is the E string
Yeah.
that you hit the string by itself is E. The middle is A. Hit it by itself is A. The third one is D. And then the bottom, your high string is G.
I knew that about 6 months ago, bro. I haven't played it in that long.
I playing for over 20 years, so I had to learn.
Tough.
And
Yeah.
then if you do a 5 string, it's like the 4, but you have a um that's the B string because it's the thickest one. E is
Yeah.
the thickest one on a 4 string.
Yeah.
So that's your bottom. They call it the bottom, your deepest. But if you play a 5 string, your bottom string now, the deepest one is there will be because it's thick.
Yeah.
Monkey plays professional. It take time, but I'm glad you're playing with it.
I even got you can't see because it's off screen, but against that wall over there, I've even got a nice little keyboard I fool around with once in a
Yeah.
while.
Bass players, man. You like Pink Floyd. You love Pink Floyd. You got a Queen, Metallica fan, bass player. When you think of bass players, who do you think about? Is it
I
Fleetwood
just so
Mac?
I mean when I think of bass players, I just think about Gene.
Jay Gags.
Gene Simmons, I mean, just the way, but also, I mean, of course, McCartney, was a great bass player, but that's who comes to mind.
Here's something I didn't know about the Beatles. Beatles, man, is a documentary was on about the Beatles a few days ago. A lie to you not. I was watching it. I didn't know that Ringo Starr wasn't original Beatle.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. Pete Best was their original drummer. Yeah. Yep.
And Ringo replaced him. I was like, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and one of the reasons was that Pete Best was like the most popular Beatle, and the other guys didn't like that because they wanted to be more of a group, and that's one of the reasons why he was replaced.
Beatles over the Rolling Stones.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Nothing against the Rolling Stones, but yeah, I'll always be. I even got here, bro. Like where am I here? So, can you see?
Oh yeah, I see. Greatest Beatle album.
Rubber Soul is my favorite album of all time. That's my number one album of all time.
Favorite Beatles song.
Day Tripper.
Day Trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, least favorite Beatles song. Well, you feel like it's overrated.
Well, my least
Got you
favorite
there.
song is Revolution #9, which is on the White Album. But I wouldn't say any Beatles songs are overrated, man. I think they're all great.
Would there ever be another Beatles, or have you seen any group since the Beatles that's kind of on their level?
Not close, bro. I'll tell you my favorite artist, and I'm starting to really get a little pissed off because, bro, I love freaking Rihanna.
Man, first up
That's
billionaire.
I know that, and that's the thing, bro. She's not making music anymore because she doesn't need to. She's got her hands in so many fashion projects, and she's making so much money. But my God, am I begging her to make a new album, man?
Vince Russo, brother, bro, just said live, live, live that he loves Rihanna. Now you know
Love her,
some
man.
people would never think that.
Oh, bro, she's the whole package. When you talk about accents, that accent she's got, and first of all, she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But the attitude, and oh my God, I love everything about it, man. I just wish you would release some new music, man.
You just showed your range of music.
Yeah.
The Beatles, Pink Floyd. We talked about.
Ah, bro, I'll throw you other people that you wouldn't believe that I'm a mark. You have any idea who Tiny Tim is? You know who
Oh
Tiny
yeah,
Tim is?
Tony Turner, your ukulele was there.
Bro, I think I'm the only man on the planet that owns every Tiny Tim album ever made. I'm a huge bro because she was such a great entertainer. You wouldn't believe this either. I love Liza Minnelli, man.
Oh,
She's a great entertainer, man.
I'm with you. Me being a black man in Baltimore. I'm with you, man. Elton John, I love
Yep.
Prince,
John. Oh yeah, all of them. Yep.
Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah. Well,
He,
I'm not a big Dave Matthews guy. Never been.
yeah, this range. We just have range. You listen to, like the Beatles, Metallica, Kiss,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of that. It's not just you look at somebody. Oh well, he's black, so you gotta like rap and hip hop. Like there's a lot of other stuff too. And you being a New
Bro,
York,
you love it that one of the shows I do on russosbrand.com is with Stevie Ray, from Harlem Heat.
that's my brother. We
Uh,
talk all the time. My good.
oh yeah, bro, we love that 70s black soul, bro. Like we talk about that shit all the time, man. Remember Midnight Special when like the Ohio players would come out and oh man, I love that stuff, man. Love it.
I tell you,
Sly and the Family Stone, bro. Come on.
come on. Look, it's an inside joke. And Stevie Ray know this. I told him we talked on the phone. Is an inside joke and peeve of mine when we travel. So a few songs I hate. I hate that, and I love Earl Smith with that Armageddon song.
Yeah.
No, I hate that song.
Yeah.
I hate this song, Our House. I cannot stand a family affair by Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh, are you
Oh, I
serious?
need it's
Oh,
so
I love
his
that
voice.
song, bro.
I,
I love that song.
I love Sly.
Oh man.
I love
Why
Sly.
can't you stand that song?
Oh, his voice and,
Oh man,
and
that's one of
his
my favorite
look,
songs, bro.
as they read, bro. When we travel, we go to shows and conventions in general. My staff will play that song. I remember we drove from Baltimore. We drove to Orlando for WrestleMania, whatever number that was, right? And we taking times driving, and one of my staff members, my cameraman, was just playing a song, blasting. It was nothing I could do because I'm in the front row. I said, dude,
Uh,
it's all. I love Sly. It's so much that song, and we meet up. I'll listen to it. Well, I can listen to it. It's just that. But I love
uh,
Sly, man. I love Sly. I love his stuff, but certain songs.
I
Uh,
love
and,
it.
and Stevie Ray is like you. We barely talk wrestling, man. He's the first one I text him.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey, bro, I have a good day. Call, hey, man, what's up? Stevie Ray, he straight up.
Oh
I said,
yeah.
hey, brother, what's wrong? What's going on with you? And man, we talked on the phone for hours about, and that's what people don't get to. You get this, and Chris gets it. A lot of the boys don't talk wrestling.
They
We're
don't want
talking
to, bro.
movies,
They
talking
don't.
about
Yeah.
music, sports.
Yep.
This the weather, politics sometimes, alcohol, anything, but not.
You know what Stevie Ray's favorite subject is now, bro?
What is it?
OJ. Oh my God.
Oh man, I should
That's
text him.
it. That's his favorite subject, bro. OJ. Favorite subject.
And Oh, he loves talking about boxing too and fighting.
Oh, love
Yeah,
boxing. Yeah.
he
Bro, you know, a
loves.
lot of people don't know this about Stevie Ray, bro. Bro, do you know that Stevie Ray was a great ballroom dancer?
What? No, I
Yes. Oh, bro.
I
Next time
know
you
that.
talk to him, ask him about his ballroom. He was a
I'm gonna
great
ask him.
ballroom dancer of all things, bro. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I'm a-
he loves his Steelers, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
me being a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
What's your
Bro,
rock?
I love that kid. I love that quarterback,
Oh,
man.
Lamar.
Oh, God, I love that guy.
Yeah, Lamar. We had a lot of injuries this year, so Lamar got hurt with the ankle bruise. We'll be back. And
Bro,
big
do
shots.
you know? Do you know? I don't think I've ever talked about this, but bro, do you know when I was at TNA, I myself had a maybe two or three. Bro, Ray Lewis actually wanted to come into TNA and wrestle during his
What?
prime. Bro,
What?
this is me speaking to him. And he really, really wanted to come in and do something with us. We were talking about him having a match, but then the Ravens must have just put the absolute kibosh on it, so it never happened. But yeah, man, he always wanted to come in and do something.
Wow. That
Yeah.
just a man. I gotta go there, brother. You mentioned Ray Lewis. You mentioned crossover stars. Pac-Man Jones. Were you there for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was Jeff. I mean, that was all double J. That was double J's buddy, bro. Yeah, absolutely.
Ah,
Yeah,
I was Pac-Man Jones.
yeah, yeah.
Guy, how and this is not slight of this you brought. I forgot about it. See, you mentioned Ray Lewis. How how was that in the back? Was he respectful to the business? Was
Oh,
he?
he was cool, bro. And bro, Jeff Jarrett, he knows. He hangs out with all those Titans, bro. He hangs out with them all the time. And I mean, I think he met Pac-Man at a club, and they hit it off. And yeah, but he was very respectful, bro.
And you was there, not David Ortiz. Still talking about baseball. Tito. You there when Tito came in? Tito Ortiz.
I don't think I was there for that. No, I don't think I was there.
Here's a funny note with production. Rampage Rampage Jackson
Right?
came in the team name. Like I said, I'm not sure if he was there or not.
I don't think I was.
If you watch when he came in, and everything's edited now. When it aired, I don't know if Impact was live or was it recorded.
Sometimes it was live, sometimes it was recorded. Mostly recorded.
It was the the Leo of the Mystery Chain. Rampage Jackson first showed up, and I guess it had to be taped because it must have like replayed. His chain was one way, and then the next the next scene, his chain was like twisted. It's like what the hell? And I'm a background actor as well, so I work on a lot of different shows,
Yeah.
HBO, what have you, and I see how things is. You do post production, doing being the TV host too. But I could just tell this was like his chain was like this. Then the next go around it was twisted. It was like, what the hell happened? I was up, probably retakes, what have you.
Yeah.
Um, Did talk to man baseball and everything else. Talk about something that you love. You love music. You mentioned TV, man. Best TV show
Bro, I gotta tell you, like, see,
right now that you love.
this is what I mean about great television. This is what I love right now. Bro, if you would have told me, hey Vince, I want you to watch this Western. It's really good. I'd say, get it. I'm not watching. No, I have zero interest in watching cowboys. Zero. Bro, everybody kept telling me, you gotta watch Yellowstone. You gotta watch Yellowstone. I'm about 5 episodes in now. Unbelievable, bro.
You on season one?
Unbelievable.
You on season one?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm like you. I just started. I'm currently in the middle of season 3.
Yeah,
And I think they just finished season 4.
yeah.
For season 4 is currently airing, and I think they got renewed for season 5. But
Unbelievable.
I'll
Yeah.
be joking. Say Kevin Costner since like the late '90s has played the same role. Older, like middle-aged, attractive white farmer guy with charisma. You look
Yeah.
at him, how he is in Yellowstone. If you watch Man of Steel, it's the same character. When he was
Yeah,
there,
I think it's great though, bro. Like I think it's great that he had some huge hits decades ago, man. Field of Dreams and Bull Durham. He made The Untouchables,
the body
and
blood, yeah,
yeah, and the fact that now, I
he's
mean,
still
this may be the big. I think that's awesome, bro. I love that stuff.
good dude, man. Yellowstone is great, especially the girl that plays his daughter.
Great,
She is,
great.
and you just know, you do a great at acting if you know it's them acting, but watching it, you still was like, oh, like you just,
Yeah,
she's I don't like, I don't call women the B word, but she's that in the show,
yeah,
but she has to be for what she does. Don't want to spoil it.
yes.
I'm gonna name a show.
I just recently also watched because Showtime had that new season of Dexter, so I went back and I watched all the original. That was a great show, bro.
Since you mentioned it, for you, bro, I tried to watch Dexter. I watched the first two episodes like years ago when it
Oh,
started.
it's good,
I
man.
couldn't get into it and I stopped. And I think mainly because I was binging The Shield. Love the show, one of the best. And I was also watching Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
I was binging that. So I think maybe Dexter. So I'm gonna give it a try.
yeah. Give it a try, bro. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Uh One of my favorite shows there, Ozark. Have you watched that?
I watched probably, bro, like maybe the first 6 episodes, and I liked it, but I stopped watching it.
So season 4 just
Right.
dropped on Netflix. The first half because it's 14 episodes. So see, because season 4 is gonna be the last season. So right now you can watch the first half of season 4 on Netflix. They don't know when they're going to release the last part, the last 8 episodes. Great show, man.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch because I liked it. I mean, I enjoyed what I saw. I just stopped watching it, but I got to go back and watch that too.
And just I told my buddy this the other day too about it. Is if you watch Ozark, if you pay attention to, how you see the O, and you look at the symbols that spells on Ozark, the Z, the A, the R, and the K, it symbolize whatever the symbols are is actually shown within the episode.
Oh, wow, really interesting.
So if you go back, the first episode, every episode begins with the intro. You have the O, you have the Z, the A, the R, and the K in the middle of the O. But each letter is the actual symbol. So like one episode, the Z was actually like a bird. Whatever the symbol actually, you can see, okay, that's the Z, that's the A, and whatever the symbol is, you're actually going to see it show up in the episode. It could be a bird, it could be like a burning bush, it could be a deck of cards.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that, bro.
Another great show. Staff just told me to tell you, Banshee.
I've not heard of that show.
It came out for years ago. It's only 4 seasons. It's on Cinemax. Um,
What's that about?
it is about a sheriff who, get this, you'll let this, bro. You never know his name. There's a guy, one of the best thieves, gets out of jail. He goes to Banshee, Pennsylvania, goes to a bar, and he just gets something to eat. The current sheriff there is Lucas Hood. Now he's the new sheriff that is coming in for the town, but he didn't go to the precinct yet. They don't know how he looks. He gets killed by some whatever, like hoodlums or what have you. The thief takes out the hoodlums, buries the sheriff, and takes the identity of Sheriff Lucas Hood
Oh, wow, that's
and goes to the
interesting.
precinct. So when he walks in, they're thinking, like as the viewer, wait, that's not really Lucas Hood, but to all the cops in the town, that's him. They have no idea, knowing, wait,
Oh, wow, that's
it's
interesting
great.
concept.
And
Yeah.
and with that, a lot of crap will start happening because he gets out of jail. So you start dealing with, you got a local Amish guy who cuts meat. He's like a badass.
Right.
It's like all this stuff that happens, man, is great. Another thing too, each beginning episode, like Ozark, it's a safe. great music. If you look at the safe, it's different combinations, and it gives you clues of what you see in the next episode. It's four
Oh,
seasons.
I love that stuff. I got to check that out. That
Check it
sounds
out, man.
interesting, man.
Great,
I
great,
know.
great TV.
There's great TV out there, bro. Great TV.
Which wrestling
It's embarrassing.
used to be.
Bro, it's embarrassing. When I watch these great shows and then I watch Raw, I am embarrassed for the entire industry. I'm sorry, man.
What was the moment when you felt your love died? When you went flatlined? when when you just hated it? When you was like, my love?
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I left TNA 10 years ago this month. I left TNA 2012. That was it. Then it was then.
Wow.
It was really then, bro. Really then.
But that's wow. That's
You know, when I'm on the outside looking in and I can't make any changes and I can't do what I know they need to do, and I'm just watching what they're putting out there. That was it. That was really it, bro.
and and do you remember when you got home? You know, if you went home and maybe wherever you was at hotel or if you went home, did you feel a sigh of relief?
Oh yeah,
Did you feel
absolutely.
depressed or
Oh no, bro. I was so happy. And listen, man, I didn't have another job lined up. I didn't know what I was gonna do next. I was so happy to be out of the business, bro. I knew God no longer wanted me to be there because there was a lot of praying involved. I left money on the table. I didn't have another job lined up, but I was so happy to get out of it.
why do you think? That's the questions. I know time, and I appreciate you going overtime for part one. Why you look the wrestling industry? You think about names that are synonymous, and they're also notorious. Sometimes to be successful, a lot of people hate you. You hear people with Vince McMahon. People love him and they hate him. I don't like him. You hear of it, this naming the name for the context. Cornette. People love him. People hate him. My good buddy Kevin Sullivan. Love him and hate him. Then there's you, Russo. People love you, but for some reason, bro, people hate you in the business. They like, oh, it's Russo, this, that, and the other. Why? Why do you think?
Bro, people don't hate me in the business. I mean that
Just
that
okay,
that the people don't. Bro, there are two types of people in the business that hate me.
okay,
Okay, the first type would be my peers who are at the same level I was.
okay.
And when you look at all these people, bro, you're talking about people that put decades and decades and decades and decades into the wrestling business. Bro, I didn't start writing for the WWE till I was in my early to mid 30s. So all of a sudden, this guy didn't put in 30 years. Who the hell is he? So right off the bat, bro, they didn't like me. There was a jealousy because I came in out of nowhere, and with a lot of these people, I kind of jumped over them and became the head writer. So you've got that level of people that don't like me. If it's any of the boys that don't like me, bro, you will never ever hear anything personal. Oh, this happened and
Oh
that.
yeah, of course.
You'll never hear that, bro. Every wrestler that gets into the business, they think they should be the top guy. That's impossible, bro.
So,
Everybody can't be a top guy. So as the writer, I'm looking at ratings, I'm looking at who's drawing and who the people are into and who they're turning off. And based on the numbers I'm getting, we got to keep going with those guys that are getting over, and those that aren't, we've got to pull back on. So, there were, obviously several guys who thought they should have been in a better position on the card than they were in. So, you've got those people, but I mean, my God, bro, people that know me and have been friends of mine in the business from day one, and like on a personal level,
yeah, of
bro,
course.
this never, it was always business, bro. and it was always bullshit business. It was never anything on a personal level.
It's more so business
Yeah.
where he just disagreed. I don't like where, you know, because you hear the names like Russo, the pole. We told this before. It's in the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. It's Russo and the pole. Well, book it. Russo did it on the pole.
Oh, bro, which is so
And
freaking.
I'm like, what the stuff?
Bro, do you know if anybody actually sat down, bro? If you really sat down, I started writing TV in like 97 and I stopped writing TV in 2012. You're talking 15 years.
Right.
Bro, 15 years, you know, WWE, you know, it was Raw and SmackDown in the pay-per-views. WCW was Nitro and Thunder and the pay-per-views. TNA, you know, was Impact. And then you got Sunday Night Heat and you got all the, bro, if anybody really sat down and counted the number of matches that I booked throughout my entire career. Bro, literally in my career, I think maybe 4 pole matches I booked, maybe 4. Bro, I booked thousands of matches over 15 years. Do you not like? Do you just know how stupid that is, bro?
I understand.
It's so annoying, bro. Like the percentage is not even a 0.00000001. It's like 4 out of thousands, bro. It's freaking ridiculous.
I understand it. It is not sure if I'm sure you knew with the community fans, this pop culture, you symbolize a pole. It was like you know he was writing for Raw during the Monday Night Wars before he went to Nitro. There was no pole matches there, and there's a lot of stuff. If he was influential with the Rock stuff and working with
bro, the fact of the matter is, regular casual fans, bro. Here's the bottom line, and this is why their ratings are in the dumper. Regular casual fans, bro, don't care about wrestling matches. They don't care about fake wrestling matches. Okay, so when you can add something to it, when you can add a pole, when it could be a hardcore match, when you could add a cage, when you could add a ladder, when you can add an ultimate X, when you just take a regular wrestling match, bro, and you turn it into a spectacle, right, more casual fans are going to watch a spectacle compared to a regular match. If it's a regular match, bro, they're not going to give a crap. All of a sudden, if there's a baseball bat hanging from a pole, right, and bro, the first one to get that bat gets to use it, well, guess what, bro? Now more casual fans are going to care about that match. Those in the internet wrestling community, bro, they actually believe, they've somehow convinced themselves that wrestling is real. They really, bro, when you listen, you and I do podcasts, right, bro, I am telling you, go listen to a Meltzer podcast, a Keller, a PW Insider. Go listen to those shows, bro. You would swear they think this shit is real. It's television, bro. It is not real. These are actors in a play. Nobody is beating anybody. Nobody ever beat anybody. Bro, you're giving stars to fake fights? It's ridiculous. But, bro, these are the people. This is the small minority with the loudest voices. So these are the people that are putting the narrative out there, which is so far from the truth. And that's why the industry is in the state that it's in today.
I agree with you, man. Is to quote, and I never had the chance to meet him and interview him because sadly he was dealing with cancer. The great Bob Heenan. think we all could say is the GOAT manager. Love Bobby. So when I asked him, he said, "Is wrestling fake?" And he said, "We never said it was real." It's true. I
There
don't
you
hear that
go.
before.
There you go,
He said
bro.
it
That's
before.
it. Yep.
And we watch it, and it's like, dude, we get it. And people ask me all the time, "Is you work in the media industry with the wrestlers? You know the wrestlers. You've been to shows backstage. And are they really hitting them? Or really slamming them? They are, but it's controlled. The ring isn't soft. Like it is very
No, yeah, bro.
physically.
I'm not saying any of
Nah,
that. But
you're
no, no,
not.
no, no.
But
What
people
I'm
ask
saying
that.
is, yeah,
Yeah,
nobody's winning and losing matches.
exactly. Right. Right.
Let's say that nobody has ever won a heavyweight world title. Nobody has ever won one or lost one.
Right.
That's what I'm talking
And
about,
that's what you say
bro.
it's a problem. Right. Because then I have friends that's not into it. They'll ask, is it real? Did it really get hurt? What about the belt? I'm like, dude, it's contrived. It's, hey, there's just to throw somebody up there. There's Hulk Hogan against Brett. They decide, okay, Brett, you're going to be with the sharpshooter. And so it's, and like you said, the psychology area that you like, or the booking aspect, which you love, and you still have a love for, is okay. The psychology, how I start out, okay, how we going to start the match off, the storylines, okay, Brett does this, this will lead up to the next week, or the storylines. So people outside that don't know ask me all the time, like, you was it real? Maybe it's contrived. Not to say physical injuries don't happen, but
Right, of
like you
course
said,
not. Yeah, you got to be a great athlete to do. No, nobody ever said that. That's not. Nobody's not saying you don't have to be a great athlete. Nobody's not saying you don't get. Nobody's saying that at all. What I'm saying is
it's fake. Yeah,
nobody has ever won or lost a championship
exactly.
ever,
Right.
ever.
Right. And in the other shows, it's like, man, the match is 3 stars and it's 4.5. And what makes a 5 star match? What makes 1.5 match? And I agree with you. The outside perception of people ask us is it real? Is it this? Oh, it's fake, and it's that. And this is it's like, dude, it's so much more to what you see on TV.
Right.
And like you said, it's these 5 star ratings for fake fighting or fake. And we're not diminishing it because we love it.
No, we're not. But it's not a real fight. The fight's
Yeah.
not real.
It's
I mean,
like,
I don't think when I say that, bro, I don't think that disparages wrestling at all. It's not real.
because we know.
Because bro, I say this all the time, man. Because when you listen to all the dirt sheets and stuff, they talk like it's real. They talk like it's real, and we get insulted when you say it's a work. Then you know what, bro? Go out there and do it for real. Then go do it. What is stopping you from going out there and let's see how good you really are. Go out there and do it for real, and let's see what happens.
Right. And it's only a few that's done it, or that could. The
Right.
Brocks, the Lashleys, the Angles, back in the day, the what's the name? Was it Cat? Well, Kazmar was a he wrestled too, was strongman. There's only a few that could, but still, like you said, is not real. Is contrived. It is what it is. But what is real? 1954. Why is that year synonymous? It's real. 1954. You a
Was it
baseball fan?
was in 50? I believe. I mean, I wasn't born, but I do believe. I do. Was it 54 Maze's catch in the World Series?
Yep. 1954, the Giants defeated the Cleveland
Cleveland
Guardians.
Indians. Yeah, Cleveland Indians. That's when he made the. That's when he made the catch.
And
Yes.
staff member said, now I totally forgot this, bro. In the 2010s, the Giants won 3 world
Yeah.
championships.
Yeah. Every other year, the 2010, 12, and 14. Yeah.
You remember each team they beat?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Each team they beat. Let me think of the order. I think I know they beat the Tigers. I know they beat the Rangers. Um, and who else did they beat? I think they beat the Tigers first, right?
Rangers.
Oh, they beat the Rangers
And
first.
that's the one I forgot about. They beat the
Yeah.
Rangers in 2010.
Yeah, they beat the Rangers. They beat they beat the Tigers the next
Yeah,
year.
2012.
In the third year, oh my God, who did they beat?
I remember that distinctively, and I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
the Kansas City Royals in 7 games.
Yep,
Yeah,
because the American League Championship Series that year, if I'm correct, was the Orioles and the Royals.
yeah, they beat the Royals in 7 games. Yeah,
Yep, and I remember that. I don't think, even if the Orioles went to the World Series, I don't think we would have beat the Giants that year.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, Chris Davis was big then. This to
yeah,
be what was real. That's real. Like that's legit winning.
yeah.
You know, wrestling we know it is contrived. But the Houston Astros, bro, they hated the Astros when the World Series. Did they come out and say they cheated with the signals? Come
That,
on, man.
that was bad, bro. That was just so bad. That was terrible, man.
What would you have done? You a booker. If you a part of the committee of Major League Baseball, what do you do? Do you take away the World Series? Do you know? I know they got fined a lot. How would you discipline them?
Oh my God, bro. I mean, there's so much politics involved
Yeah.
too. I mean, well, you take their next season away. The team doesn't play. So now you're punishing the fans when the fans had absolutely nothing to do with it.
And you take
I did not think the penalties were stiff enough, bro. I really, really didn't. I thought the penalties should have been a bit more harsh. But I don't think you could take a World Series away either. I mean, there's got to be the asterisk, but I don't think you could take it away. That was just a bad situation, man.
Pete Rose.
That's ridiculous. I mean,
Does he deserve?
that's a joke. Yeah,
Does he deserve to go in the Hall of Fame?
absolutely, bro. He
I
wasn't
just
betting on
don't
his
understand.
team, man. Who cares? I mean,
And it's legal now.
yeah,
It's
exactly,
legal
man.
now.
Yeah,
It's legal
absolutely.
now. You
Yeah,
see commercials and stuff. I don't want to mention their names to give them any publicity because I don't work with them. But you see it now that the NFL needs go ahead. They had nothing to do. Pete Rose, one of the all-time greatest hitters.
yep,
And I would say this, and we've seen a lot of great hitters in all baseball. You know, the Ricky Hendersons, Kenny Lofton. You know, this different people out there. What's his name? Right, Jackson, Ichiro, one of the great hitters too. Barely hit home runs, great hitters. Brian Roberts.
yeah,
For Pete Rose not to go into the Hall of Fame, they had nothing to do with him on the field. And
right.
he still has the record for most hits.
Yeah,
No, did Ichiro break it?
no,
No,
no.
okay. What was the record Ichiro broke? Was it the
Well,
single?
Ichiro might have broken the record, but that included his hits in Japan
In
too.
Japan. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So in America, still Pete Rose. They had nothing to do with his on the. I'm about to say in the ring, but on the field, on the field greatness, man. Like the dude didn't take any. I mean, everybody smoked, they hot dogs, they probably had a drink or what have you. Couple, not everyone's not say everyone, but just the most of athletes tend to do that before they go on the field, before or after. We know that being in
yeah,
the business and media, we know the boys and girls do that stuff before or after. But you never took no PEDs.
yeah, yep,
Look at
yeah.
the numbers.
Silly, bro. It's
Like,
ridiculous.
like,
Ridiculous.
come like he's in the WWE Hall of Fame,
Yeah. Yep.
but he's not in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
That's nuts, bro. Nuts.
Last thing before we end this, man, bobbleheads, you love them. I love bobbleheads too. If there was a Vince Russo bobblehead, what's the action figure? What would you have as your three accessories?
There is I got a Russo, I got a Vince Russo of action figure right behind the wall, bro. There is one.
Okay, let me see.
See it?
Oh, I see it. Okay. Oh, okay.
Right there.
The legend.
If I had three accessories, well, you got to have the baseball bat. I gotta have my leather jacket and my New York sports jersey. Those three things.
So what I would do with the action figure too to add is an extra accessory, like an exclusive. And I remember this, one of the most hilarious things that anyone that knows me knows. I've said this way before we met years ago and done business. When you came in that Pope mobile,
Oh, that was awesome, bro. That was great. See, bro, that's what I'm trying to say, bro. We were always trying to do something different, bro.
I didn't know what it was. I said, what the hell? And my grandfather was living at the time. He started laughing. I said, then you got a shield. And I think my aunt or one of my buddies, we all used to get together back in the day watching Nitro Raw. Man, that's the Pope. That's the Pope. That's what the Pope is. I said, what? The Pope? And this is like, so when I think of you, it's like, certain things during the Monday Night Wars, Awesome with the Bear, Sting Down the Raptors, NWO, DX, you and the Pope.
That was awesome. That was a lot of fun, bro. That was awesome. Yeah.
What about New Yorker bobblehead? You a New Yorker. If you
Right.
can make a New Yorker bobblehead.
A New Yorker bobble. George Steinbrenner, baby.
Have you met him? When you was living?
No, no, I wish. I wish. But he represents New York pretty good.
And what makes a New Yorker?
The truth, bro. The truth. The truth makes a New Yorker. That's why, bro. I'm gonna tell you, man. You talk about if I had heat in the wrestling business, bro. The truth does not work in the wrestling business. And I always told the truth. I never played politics. I didn't have time for it. I wasn't gonna waste my time. I always told you the truth. I always told you how I felt. A lot of people can't deal with that, bro. That's part of being a New Yorker.
Gotta throw this out there. You thinking of a Baltimorean? What comes to your mind? Baltimore.
Baltimore, crab cakes, baby.
Have you had good ones?
I have. I
Where?
actually have
Where?
when I was.
Oh,
Oh my god, I can't remember,
I'm a
bro. But
Baltimorean, bro. I gotta make sure you're going to the right place.
what's the name of it?
I say, I'm a Baltimorean, so I gotta make
Yeah,
sure.
no, I know. So what's the best place?
G&M.
G&M. Okay.
Jimmy's is good.
Yeah.
Um, Phillips is all right. Um, Timbuktu.
Now, living in Baltimore, do you eat those a lot or not really?
It's like I guess it would be similar to you being in New York, like the New York pizza slice.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we, like for instance, someone good, and I've been around New York all over, boroughs, all of it, upstate. People that's not from New York, and they're like, "Hey, I've had a New York slice. You like me, be like, nah, you need to go this place to get a true New York slice. It's all over."
Yeah.
So the same here, it's like I had a crab cake maybe last week. But don't really eat them much because they're here.
Yeah.
It's like
I get that. I
it's
get
like
that.
going to Philly where you have a Philly cheesesteak.
Right.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, people, and I learned this when I first went to Philly years ago. Here you can get half a cheesesteak, 6 inch or a whole. It ain't no half cheesesteaks in Philly. It's all foot long. So
Yeah, man. Yeah. Right.
we
Yeah.
really I love seafood. I don't eat crab cakes on a regular because it's here. So to
Yeah.
me,
I
I
got
can easily go get one. And now the cost of crab meat to went up. So if and I and you come here, we'll meet up. I have my family or friends make you a homemade Baltimore crab cake.
Oh, that'd
Hey,
be awesome, bro. Yeah.
crab cake, jumbo lock crab cake here or this in general was like $50 because it didn't went up. If
Yeah.
you go to some establishments here that make great crab cakes, a single platter crab cake jumbo lump, like legit crab meat, not all that filling. With two sides is like $35. You get a double.
Oh, really?
You get a double platter, like two crab cakes with sides. You looking at like 50.
Wow, that's crazy. I would have never known that, bro.
Yeah, crab cake, the chicken box. You know what the chicken box is?
Not really.
You only can get them here. Chicken box. You take a box. You can get either 4 wings or 5 wings. In the box, you get 4 or 5 fried chicken wings with fries, all in the box. In traditional Baltimore, you put ketchup on top or hot sauce. That's the chicken box. You can only get it here. So if you come in the hood where I'm at, hey, we're gonna get a chicken box. You're gonna get a box, 4 or 5 wings. It has to be wings. It's not legs, it's not thighs or breasts.
I like that. That sounds
Four or
good,
five
man.
wings
Yeah.
in the same box with fries. And you normally real quick say salt, pepper, ketchup. Salt, pepper, ketchup, hot sauce, or in some places they'll give you the chicken box itself, and they'll have like a shelf, and it has ketchup, hot sauce, cocktail sauce. You put it on top. That's how you eat it here. And then we also get what's called a half and half, which is really an Arnold Palmer, but we say half and half here, which is half iced tea, half lemonade.
Yeah.
Or a 3-in-1, which is lemonade, iced tea, and fruit punch.
Wow, I never had that one. I never had that one.
It's
You're
not bad.
making me hungry, bro.
Yeah, man, that's how it is. That you only can get that in Baltimore.
That's awesome, bro.
If you go somewhere else and say you won't go anywhere else in the states, and now they may give you a chicken platter,
Yeah,
like chicken wings and thighs, but chicken box is only here.
I like that.
Only can get that here. Just like
Nice.
a true Philly cheesesteak, only there. New York slice, which I love.
Yeah.
Slice both big edge of your head. You gotta now. Do you fold? You don't even know
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
how do you eat it. Do you supposed to fold it, or do you supposed to just?
Nah, you got to fold it. You got to fold
I guess I was eating wrong then.
it.
New York always like this long.
Nah, you got to fold it. Yeah.
But man, I appreciate your time, everybody. This is Under the Mat Radio again. Your host Tech. That's date is January 1st, 2021. I'm sorry, not 2021 botch. January 21st, 2022. That was a botch for real. With the man himself, Vince Russo, brother, bro. Fan question for you go. The original bro. We hear the word bro. We think about
It's
Russo.
DDP.
Oh, a good buddy. That's just
No
what's
doubt. No doubt. That no
up.
no doubt. I say it out of habit, but to me he'll always be the original bro.
I love Dallas, man. He always does he text you the diamond sign too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. I thought
My son actually works for Dallas in DDP yoga.
shout out to Dallas, man. Another thing that brought tears to my eyes is the redemption, man.
Yeah.
I did a few conventions with Jake. Just to see Jake their transition to Scott Hall to DDP yoga. I remember when Dallas first started it when he left WWE, and it was like YRG or Y. It was like before it was yoga. It was the whatever it was called first. He
Yeah.
was talking about it, and I was like, "That's cool," but I don't know. Like, I hope it go well. The next thing you know, like 6 months later, it just blew up.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing really well, man.
It's
Good
great,
for him.
man. I love Dallas, the original bro. So the bro hierarchy. Dallas, a good buddy. Are you number two?
Yeah, I mean, Riddle. I love Riddle, but he's late to the party. He's like this. Bro's been happening way before Riddle. So I'd say Page. I'd go second, and then I'd put Riddle third.
Mount Rushmore, you gotta add a fourth.
A fourth, bro.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh my God.
I say Mount Rushmore is like all time, but this four bros you would consider. You hear the word bro. Dallas, you, Riddle, and the four person. Somebody just tapped my fan. One of my staff members just said, "What about superstar Billy Graham or Hogan? Because they see brother all the time."
Well, but Hogan says brother.
Yeah, that's what saying. And so did Billy Graham say brother,
Yeah,
not bro.
yeah. I don't know, man. I can't think of one.
Shout out to your dog, your dog. Shout out to, I know we talked before, your late dog that passed away.
Yeah, my late dog, I miss very, very much, Yogi. However, I do now have I've had a English bulldog for the last 3 years named Penelope. You can see her here on my desk right over here. She's the love of my life now, Penelope.
Funny that you say that. Around the corner from my house is apartments. Just maybe a month ago, I go out to my car and I see a lady walking an English bulldog. Never seen one before.
Oh, really?
It was so like they short and stocky.
Oh yeah, man.
And I started playing. It's so adorable. I love
They're
dogs.
so lovable, bro. They're so
And
lovable, man. Yeah.
I think she told me that they don't have, unfortunately, they don't have like long life
They
expectancy.
don't. They don't because they got, the pushed in face, so they have trouble, breathing a lot. So their life is like, about 8 years or so.
Yeah, I fell in love with her. I just pat her and she just was, I love dogs. So
Yeah,
I'm
me too, man. Me too.
cats are cool. My sisters have cats.
Yeah,
Cats are cats. They're cool. I don't want anybody say, oh, who like cats or dogs. They're cool.
yeah.
But I'm all for dogs. But brother, bro, I know it made you hungry.
Yes.
I know your mountain time. I'm over here in the East Coast, but I appreciate your time. Everybody, this is part one of Vince Russo. We done talked about he don't like wrestling no more, people. He doesn't love the product. It's dead. It's gone. It's dead. I don't like it. Kill it. Kill it. I don't like it no more. But he loves the background. He loves bobbleheads. He loves bass guitars. I helped him out with a little bit of his notes. We talked about baseball, talked about his rip to his passing away dog to his current dog now, why he loves movies and TV. We didn't talk about movies. We'll talk about it next time. Why he loves TV, why
Yeah.
he loves bands, why the Beatles are the GOAT and nobody can touch the Beatles. And he has his boo bear, as we call it, is Rihanna.
Yeah.
He wants
Yes.
Rihanna to make some more music.
Yes. Yes.
But go ahead. We call it the plug party. Go ahead and promote anything you got coming up, your shows or
Yeah, I would just go. I do a lot, bro. I have I have a Patreon, but I would just go to Russo's brand, RUSSOS, russosbrand.com. That will bring you to my other channels, channelattitude.com. It'll bring you to my Patreon, patreon.com/Russo TWC. And we have, many, many, many podcasts every single week with so many great people that just check that out, russosbrand.com.
what you eating for dinner, man? I'm sorry, lunch. What's for lunch?
I don't know, we had some we had some Polish sausages last night. I'll probably just have one of those left over.
You heard it first here. I'm gonna stay real quick. Russo, thank everybody for watching. This part one of Vince Russo. Part two will be airing very soon within the next week or two because brother bro is busy. So whenever he's free, we'll have part two. Thanks, Vince, for your time.
Thank you, Brian.